I'm still into you. Good evening, friends. Welcome. I'll turn on the Big Deno light. Makes me look like a professional streamer. Oh yeah. Shame you can't really see it, but it says Big D. Probably appropriate. Just as good. It is Friday night here in beautiful Brisbane. It's a bit of a hot one. The Ashes is on. It's all happening. And here's me setting up for another playthrough of Grimcoven. Really had a wonderful time with this game so far. Lots of content to explore. With tonight I'll be playing the last hunter that I've yet to play, which is the Mannequin, and another hunter that I personally haven't played, which is the Technomancer. So that'll be fun. I'm also going to play against a Griefbound I haven't played before, which is the Chimera, so it could be just a very ordinary evening full of mistakes, but that's okay. Now let's talk about technology, because people that have been watching the stream over the last few weeks would know that I've had some frustrations with one of my cameras. Now I can't figure it out. So I've gone through this process of elimination about what could be the issue. I have two Panasonic Lumix cameras that sit above my play area, and both of those are connected to my computer through an Elgato Camlink Pro, and I haven't had any problems with that for since I've had it. It's all worked perfectly. But just recently, one of the cameras, through one of the HDMI cables, has just started dropping out occasionally with a little black screen and then coming back. It's not a big deal, but it's very aggravating to me because I just want to have a normal stream. Now, it doesn't do it when I record. It tends to only do it when I'm streaming. So I think what is happening is that the Camlink Pro, not a Camlink 4K by the way, the Pro actually is an internal card that slots into a PC LE slot, and you can put 4 HDMI inputs into it for anyone that's interested in the technical specs. And the Camlink Pro, I've updated the drivers, I've done everything there. I think the only thing that's happening is the amount of input coming into that is just too much for the card to handle, and that's exacerbated when I'm streaming. Previously, I would only be running 3 cameras. I've had 3 cameras plus 2 webcams, one for my face and one for my card display. But I've added a 4th and then a 5th camera to look at the enemy board and the stuff. And that's when we started having dropouts regularly. So I think it's just the amount of input coming in. But I thought today I'll go and try a new HDMI cable, see if that helps. I reinstalled the drivers. I made sure that the Elgato software was up to date. You know, all of the usual things that you would do when you have malfunctioning software. And if this doesn't work, then either I just accept it, that maybe I can't stream with quite this many cameras, or I go and buy a new card, Blackmagic card or something like that. So we're going to switch over to that one camera and see if it drops out straight away. You are just the worst camera, all right? You. I'm looking at you, guy. So the Mannequin is a very interesting character. Very interesting indeed. I might just see if I can drop that down a smidge. Yeah, no, that's good. I don't know if this guy's going to work at 2 players. I think he'll be much better at 4. What he does is he uses these arm cards. He's basically a little puppet master guy. And so he's got multiple arms that each do things, and then he can give those arm cards, ones that he doesn't use, to other players as strings. So basically he's attached strings to other players, beep, beep, and he's moving them around, which is a very cool concept. The challenge is that he doesn't I don't think he's very powerful in the early game. I think he needs some time to ramp up. So, and in this two-player environment, I feel that having a strong start is very important to allow you the evolutions, which is what will eventually win you the game. My experience of the game now is that when you have evolved and gained some additional attacks and some additional dice, that's when you actually start to get ahead of the curve. So having that as my goal is important, but unfortunately, as I just said, doesn't look like he's going to do a great job of that early on. But it is what it is. We will make do. So what we have to do right now to decide our little, have I set this up right? Yeah, that'll do. So each of these arms, there's two types. So there's a messenger arm. Is it called messenger arm? Yeah. So we have to choose one of these two arms for each of the 4 types that we have. So the storage arm, if we use this little dodgy thing, we gain a 2 armor or a move token. And this messenger bonus, I'll explain in a little bit. Or we can discard status tokens with a sword. I don't like that. To me, status tokens, we get rid of them with magic. So I think we're going to take the modular arm. I'll flip this over and explain why in a second. So that one's choice number 1. Choice number 2 is these soldier arms. So this one is deal 1 damage in range 1 to 3 and line of sight with a pistol. That is pretty powerful. This one is deal 1 damage at range 1 to 1, and if you kill someone, you gain an armor token. Since we've actually got the potential to gain armor tokens from our other card, I'm going to take the pistol arm. We're not going to take this reinforced arm. The third one is our magical arm, and this one's a little trickier. If I don't take a purple dice, we'll have no way to clear conditions, which I was just talking about before. But this looks very, very good for minion clearing. Dealing 1 damage at range 2 to 3 in line of sight, deal 1 damage at range 0 to 1. And it'll get us another green dice, which seems fine. That one, it's more damage, but I think potentially the other one is better. So the last choice, the 2 most powerful cards, one would assume, we have the commanding arm. We can refresh a basic action and restore a discarded dice, or move 4 and gain 2. Since we went the move 4 and gain 2, we're going to take this commanding arm, and we get to gain a dice of our choice, a colour of our choice. So we've got 2 greens and a black at the moment, and we're looking for dodgy symbols. So I think the next one we take is either a black or a purple, and I think we'll take a purple to increase our likelihood of being able to use the commanding arm ability. So there you go. This is the start of the Mannequin's selections. So 1 purple, 2 purple, 1 green, 2 green, and a single black. We're underway. Now over here, these actions are related to the type of personality we've chosen. So right now, we have to choose one of these personalities to be for this first turn. And unfortunately, that action will actually block an action that we have. So this one, block our cleanse action. Pretty bad. And to make it worse, we then can gain a stun, which we then can't cleanse on an action, which is very bad. We can use this, or we can do it this way. I think I might just use the bits of cardboard. I think these are nice tokens, but maybe not them. I'll see. I'll put them up here. I'll decide. So these personalities are not active, but this is an action that we can take to suffer a negative effect but then flip this and activate all commander bonuses. And so the commander bonuses are here. I assume, I haven't looked at any of these evolution cards, that there will be more bonuses from those cards. So to me, that is quite a cool way of seeing this character scale up. However, we don't have to activate that. We don't have to take that action to suffer the stun. The other ones are gain a hunger, gain a curse, or gain a burn. So you get a choice. We'll come back to that choice because we also have to give out string cards. So these cards, we will choose 2 of them to give to another player, which will obviously be the Technomancer. And these are actions that are not dice actions, which again is pretty powerful. But we'll decide which ones we want to give out. Okay, so the first one is cut. Nice work, Deno. I can only activate it if the mannequin is in line of sight. You can only use it once. Deal 1 damage in range 0 to 1 from the mannequin. Amazing. Being able to add damage seems very, very good. Here, block this action with that. From the common pool, choose an enemy in line of sight. Move the chosen enemy by 3 spaces. Also crazy. Like we can force enemies away. This one, deal 1 damage at range 2 to 3 and line of sight of the mannequin. Like we can turn these strings into other damages, or the mannequin can move. So I don't think I'm going to move because I feel like we've got additional move options already. So it's just a matter of, do we want to double tap damage or do we want to gain some useful support actions? And I think double tap damage is the way that I would like to play this game. So these 2 string tokens will go over here on the Technomancer, and those are actions that we'll have available. Remember though, remember Deno, that these actions require the mannequin to be in line of sight. So we're probably going to play quite a tight game here. 12 armor. Let's look at our electric pike, Tesla spear, modular spear, or arcane staff. So the modular spear is actually a new item that we picked up, which is pretty great. Okay, so the arcane staff, 2 purples and a blue. Deal 2 to each enemy in range 0 to 1. On a kill game. Okay, so that seems like a very good choice. This is the upgraded one. Deal 1 in any range in any line of sight. Great, so just kill a mannequin. Or kill anyone. Sweet. Deal 2 in 0 to 3 and line of sight. Okay, that seems probably like, I mean, it's the leveled up one, so I'll probably take that one, or the unlocked one. Electric pike. Place 1 stun and move. Yep, seems pretty good. Or the Tesla spear. Now let's use this leveled up one. This is called the modular spear. So this is a cool one. So it's green, purple, and in any color. We'll come back to that, any color. We have to choose our armor. So armor choice number 1, gear armor. That gives us a second 4 armor token slot. So we do probably want to tank a little bit with her. So that's a strong possibility. Steam armor, gain 2. You have armor, deal 1. Or armor power up to now. Teleport to a chosen space, gain 2 armor, flash armor. Now I think we'll try the gear armor. I'd like to have more resilience, given that she will be serving in somewhat of a tank role. Okay. So the next thing we need to set up, I haven't quite finished set up yet, but I'll grab out her dice. So she's got 1 cog dice. She's got a purple and a green. She's got 2 blues and then an any choice. So I do not have any sword requirements here at all. I've got double magic. So I think we'll take another purple. So 6 dice to start, 5 dice for the mannequin to start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, great. Technomancer, awesome. So, the Chimera. How cool. I have a stack of elites here. I'm just going to put this here and we'll shuffle it and decide which elite we'll be facing later. I like not knowing, it's fun. We do have minions. They are convicted minions for this level 1 scenario. Let me shuffle these and we'll flip one out randomly and we get arsonists, the guys who set us on fire. Oh, those guys are not my favourite. Probably better than the undead though. Our event deck is built up with 5 non-Chimera cards and 3 Chimera cards. Our corruption deck, we'll shuffle that. And our stage deck, we'll shuffle that. And then our attack deck, we'll shuffle that. So that's there. Now the Chimera has a couple of different rules compared to normal Griefbound. So all of its attack cards are the same. They are all the same health. They are all the same way to damage them. And that is by damaging these heads that are over here. So each of those heads is worth damage for the number of players. So I could choose to target this eagle head, and when I damage it, do 2 damage, it's flipped over and it is wounded. When all 3 are flipped, you have wounded a card and destroyed a card. However, as you can see from, I need to set up that on my little doobie here, source visibility, board, card display, bang. Okay, I'll fix that now. Every time you think you've got it all done, something else comes along. So, thus the eagle swoops, attack all hunters, and then move, lizard move, attack all hunters, eagle move. So if you destroy a head, it doesn't do that part of the card. Pretty straightforward, I hope. Let's go over actually here and we'll look at this. This is exciting to me. I don't know if everyone else finds this as exciting. I've unlocked another Griefbound pretender, the Death Jester. As my mate Darren who unlocked that. It was awesome, awesome fight. 4 players is a little bit easier, I think. I think from now on, if I'm playing 4 players, I'll add some difficulty modifiers. But yeah, so I could have played the Death Jester tonight, but I thought I'll save that for another day. So we are going to play the Chimera. You can see we've completed 5 scenarios, which is great. I've done the Undead General one a couple of times. That was my introductory one. So that's nice. But yeah, this scenario, so we have 3 different terrain types. We have swamp, we have this area up here which is dungeon, and then this area down here which is lair. And so I'll show off those terrain cards, but they're actually very interesting. There's one in particular that's very, very interesting. And then the random area tile, so if we nip over here to this board, the random area tile that we've got is this cell, I think, and we can look in the cell and resolve a random secret card 51. I might have set up a zoom here, yep. Or we can perform an alchemy experiment, discard all remaining dice and pass, discard 1 secret card 9, and 1 lament to draw and resolve 1 random secret card 4. So you're taking a level up of a alchemy, making a thing better. We picked up the Abyss Forge again, which is nice. And we'll probably be using that on the... do we maybe use it on the Mannequin? He'll get another arm card. That could be interesting. Or the Technomancer as well. So that one is really great. And then we've got piles of skulls here, here, and here. The Mud Hideout. So on the swamp terrain, discard 2 magic. As long as you have the card, enemies ignore your hunter. So you can basically disappear, which seems quite interesting for the Mannequin. Piled treasure. So this is in the lair. Take this card, discard 2 swords or 2 arrows to place a random treasure token, discard any remaining dice, and pass. Adding more treasure to the map, very, very good. Lure. This is the one that I'm most interested by. Take this card, all enemies on the dungeon space move 4 towards you. It specifically says dungeon space, so I've just noticed that for the first time. Maybe not as interesting. We will see. I do think that's still a very, very cool card. I'm just gonna switch that. Cool. So back to here. So we've got 3 heads that we need to damage. We've got cards. When the Griefbound levels up, it will actually add cards into its deck instead of increasing its level, so it makes it more difficult to wound. So that's quite a nice change. I'll just read that. If there's 100 0 to 3 and line of sight, burning oil, awful. Otherwise, torch strike, move 2, attack all hunters. Yeah. So gaining burn, not my favourite. But yeah. I think that's everything we need to set up. If we just zoom in on the boss card, so the Scolopendra, if the head gets an attack and it rolls the attack dice, it will deal out hunger or a curse. If the lizard, it rolls burns all round, and the eagle deals out stuns or just straight damage. So the Scolopendra and the lizard are the ones that I would like to kill. At the end of the enemy phase, regenerate 1 head. What? Let's go over here and just read the back of this book and make sure I've got everything right. Special mechanic, head tokens. Attacking head is considered a head body part. It has player number health. Flip to the engine side. Yes, when the 3rd head, 1 card from the attack track is killed. Each head works as a focus marker. When a Chimera resolves the head, Chimera cannot lose a level. Okay, it goes in order. Yeah, so, g'day Nick Main. Ashes are going well, mate. Yeah, so it will just basically, if we only kill 1 head, it's basically like doing no damage whatsoever. So, that's fine. Excellent. So we need to deploy on any portal space. So there's lots of lament up here, but whichever way we go, I want our little fellas to be tag teaming everywhere we go. So I think we're going to take this portal space. This one's got the pile of skulls and some extra chumps. Maybe we kill that guy and then that guy. Here, maybe. And here for the Technomancer. I want to get to this treasure. I also want to do this treasure. G'day, Orimus. I have finished 5 campaigns, maybe 4, on camera. And it's a tremendous game that I enjoy very much. It is going to place, I've finalised my top rankings for the year, and it is going to place on the top games list of my top 10, which will be filming very soon. So it's definitely a good game. Where it will place in that top 10, TBD. You'll have to wait and see. Yes, so I think we're both going to start on that portal space there. There's a potential, I might run up there and grab that little that treasure and then try to run the hell out of there, maybe. So the soldier bonus, the commander bonus. Place a chosen lament rift. Commander bonus is 1 hunter in line of sight gains 2. The mage bonus, block your sprint action. Alright, let's begin. I think we will start with this one, which is block our sprint action. And there goes the first one. Very annoying to me. It had started well, and now it's just lost the plot. Stop doing it. Whoa! Explosions. Explosions of magic. That's interesting. Oh, why are you doing that, camera? Why? I don't understand. I just do not understand. It shouldn't be doing that. That's fine. Over here, also a promising start for the good guys. All right. Block the action, the common pool, deal 1 damage in range 2 to 3 and line of sight of the mannequin. Deal 0 to 1. So we're going to start here. We're going to start with the Technomancer. I think it's just the Camlink Pro can't handle the amount of input coming in. It has to be that, because it's not the cables, it's not the cameras. It doesn't tend to worry about it when I have less cameras running. I feel like it's just, that's the issue. So either I replace the Camlink or I just accept that I don't get to use 4 cameras, which is the whole reason you buy a piece of equipment like that anyway. So the mannequin has to be in line of sight for these, which it is right now. Now as an action, so I do have a sprint and I do have a run. I'm movement 2. Interesting. So this, I've got a question for myself about these. Block this action, deal 1 in 2 to 3 and line of sight of the mannequin. So the mannequin has to be at range 2 to 3. And this one is deal range 1, 0 to 1 from the mannequin. I think this is still their action. They've been manipulated by the mannequin, but it's still their action. So let's start by taking one of these actions, which is a cut. We're going to deal 1 damage at range 0 to 1. The mannequin's here. That guy's in 0 to 1. We're going to take that chump off the board. That gains us our first lament for the Technomancer. That's our first action. And then we're going to move 1, 2. Right now, I feel like it is, and I'll probably buck the trend here, I feel like it's trending a little bit easier. I've played 7 games. My phone's not on me, so I'm not sure. 7 games, 0 losses. It's particularly noticeable at 3 or 4 players how much easier the game is. And I was contemplating doing a difficulty increase for this game, for this session tonight, but I decided not to. Okay, we're going to risk it. I'm going to go 1, 2 up here, and we're going to grab this treasure token. Let's just shuffle these around so you all don't think I'm a dodgerama. And then we'll cut. All right, so this treasure token, always like these treasure tokens, I want to see dice. Yeah, gain a green. So I definitely will take the green. I don't think we need a 4 shield. Yeah, so we gain a green. That is a great outcome. So that's her 2 actions. She's done. So we'll move over to the mannequin. It's going to drop out. We just have to accept that. Stop doing it. Stop it. I hate you. All right. So I can just use my... I didn't have a sword. That's annoying. That's very annoying. I do have 2 of these though. So I'm going to use this magical symbol here to move up to 2. We're going to move 1, 2 to there. Oh, we need to move to that treasure. I really want her to get the treasure. So do I just kill with the enchanted arm? Or do I not worry about the enchanted arm? Secondary one. Yep. So we will just go to here and take the treasure, I think. Yep. Alright. And hope that that's a positive one. Gain a black dice. Alright. Good work. Good decision. I do, but just like most games, the key to success is knowledge. The more you understand about all of the potential things that can happen in the game, the easier the game is. And Kingdom Death, there's not much that happens that I haven't seen or understand how to combat. And as I said, I've played 6 or 7 games of this, so I'm finding that knowledge is supporting me here. It's a tempo game. It's all about tempo. So that is a cool result for us, picking up that black dice and gaining the sword, because we are going to, as our second action, use that sword to deal 1 damage in 1 to 3 and line of sight. And we're going to kill that guy. That's going to gain us a lament. And that is that. So we're back to the Technomancer. So I do think this is pretty cool. Do I want to pop a little damage on the Scolopendra before I run out of there? Maybe I do. Maybe I do. Block this action and line of sight of the Mannequin. Yeah, I need to think about the Mannequin even more, because this action is now off the table. Yep, okay. Okay. Actually, if I just did... Yeah. I need the Mannequin to move a space, and I can't move now. That's fine, that's fine. So we're going to do our gear armor, I think. And if I pop ahead, it has 0 effect right now. So I'm not going to be able to kill a card, so my better option is then to sprint. We'll put our 4 armor here. And our sprint action is 3, so we're going to go 1, 2, 3 onto this Lament Rift, pick up that Lament. That's her 2 actions gone. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll back over here. So if we gain a hunger, we activate all mage bonuses. So we're going to do that. We're going to take a hunger, just 1. And we get to place a Lament Rift. Where is it? I've chosen Lament Rift in line of sight. So I'm going to choose Lament Rift 4, where there's 2 there now. Very nice. Get ready for that. So we take a hunger and we activate all mage bonuses. Flip this token. Okay. That was my first action. The second action... Oh, gain 2 or move. That's nice. Gain 2 or move. Do I want 3 lament? I do. I do want 3 lament. So we'll move over here. We'll take these 2 lament. 1, 2, so that takes us to 3. And that's it. Oh, it's on. It's on, baby. I just realised I've got this action. Oh, this guy's awesome. Okay, so 2 actions to go here. This is very interesting. So we'll double tap here, deal 2 damage in range 0 to 3 and in line of sight. I am actually in line of sight of 1, 2, 3, the Chimera, but as we've discussed, he's not really that much chop to us. So that's fine. So I'm just going to kill that minion. And we will gain another lament on the Technomancer. And then the second action will be to gain a tactic, I think. So we'll do that with this blue, gain a tactic. We're back to here. We're going to do this with our commanding arm. Oh, hang on a second. Choose 2 hunters in line of sight. Each of those hunters may refresh 1 basic and restore 1 die. Okay, so I actually needed to do something slightly differently with my last action, which was to move the mannequin not to here, to here. So then he's in line of sight. So we're then going to do this as my first action of this turn. And I'm going to refresh this dice and restore that. And then over here, I'm going to refresh this run as well. And that's there. So then for my second action, I can take a move with the mannequin and it'll move over to here and pick those up. Yep, okay, that's fine. So now Technomancer, we will move 2 spaces. Am I going to be able to use any of these other cards? I don't think so. Move up to 2. No, not going to be able to do that. So we don't need the extra dice. So yeah, we're just going to move and we'll go to the Abyss Forge and we're going to go forge the Abyss Forge thing. The question we have now is what gear do we want to take for the Technomancer? It's probably another weapon attack, but let's just review that. Armor, teleport, no. Steam armor, no. Electric pike, arcane staff. Yeah, I think we'll do the arcane staff. So we now have the arcane staff. In addition, thanks to the Abyss Forge, I think this is a really awesome environment card. We have to discard a black. Oh, we don't have a, is that a black or is it is a black? I don't have a black at all. So I can't do that yet. Take discard, discard 1 lament and 1 purple. I can do that. Let's do that. Let's discard a lament and 1 purple and see what happens with that. This is, I've never done secret card 46 either. Is there multiples? 46. No, there's just 1 secret card 46. Oh, I've pressed the wrong button. Here it is. Quest, a ruined relic. Restore the relic. Okay, so this is our quest from the Abyss Forge. When you pass on an Abyss Forge or Lament Rift, place 1 on this card. You may discard to place 2. When there are 4, put it back in the secret deck and draw secret card 4. Okay, so we're getting a relic out of it. That's fine, so maybe the mannequin is going to be the one to do that thing. Okay, so yeah, maybe the mannequin will. We can't do any more moves there. We haven't got this arcane staff, but I'll keep it there just in case we get another black dice. The mannequin is in line of sight, but no one is in range 2 to 3 and in line of sight. So I think that's our turn. The mannequin is just going to grab a tactics token and we'll call that a day. And we can go up to here and get ready for some pain. I didn't even look at the card. Didn't even look at the card. It's this one. So, thus, the eagle swoops. We'll worry about that in a second. Let's do our event card first. Oh, why has that died? Why has that crashed out? Has that crashed out? It has. That's wild. Cool. Place 1 in Lament Rift 3. Okay. It's up there. Starting from the first player, each hunter with any lament chooses one. Give any number of lament to another hunter in range 0 to 1. So we're actually in good shape here. Oh, we are fighting the Chimera. Oh, that's pretty bad. Gain a corruption, ignoring a level up. I don't want that. So we're just going to give a lament back to each other, because we're both in range 0 to 1, and then we're just both going to discard a lament. So that's unfortunate. One self-interested generosity. Okay, there is no hunter in 0 to 3 and line of sight. So we're not going to do burning oil. It's going to move to attack all hunters in 0 to 1. Attack all hunters. Ah, that's bad. 1, 2. It's going to attack both of us. It's only rolling 1 dice for this attack. Yep, so we roll the explosion, which is deal 1 damage and a burn. How very unfortunate. 1 damage and a burn. Gotta let it burn. The elite, we're going to find out who our elite is. Let's shuffle this. And so this is a combination of all the not named elites. We are going to face off against the Asylum Madman. So he's the Wolf Man guy. Of course I didn't grab him out. I'll go grab him out. This game's really doing it for me, I have to say. I'm very excited to start painting these models. I'm going to have to count up the total count because, as always, there's always models to paint. But here's our Asylum Madman. He goes into the Lament Rift, or sorry, into the portal closest to that guy there. So hopefully we're in a position to pop him before he even does anything. We'll see. He is only 5 health, so that's nice. Let's go to the boss card now. So thus the eagle swoops. Here it is. Here it is. Scolopendra. Not doing anything. It's going to move 2 towards the closest. So we'll move 1, 2 into the same space as the werewolf. Fun fact for those playing at home, those portals count as a model. So that tile is at maximum capacity because it has a portal, a model, which is the elite, and the Griefbound, which is 2. There you go. Fun little tidbit for you. Move 1, attack all hunters in range 0 to 3 in line of sight with 2 dice. So that is only going to get line of sight to the Technomancer. Oh my god. Teleport each hunter in range 0 to the farthest empty Lament Rift. Oh, that's actually going to work out just okay for us, probably. So he's moving 1. He's going to move to this space here, and he's going to attack the Technomancer with 2 dice. And that 2 dice will be, I might just do this so I can have that as well. Enemy card display. There we go. So, attack all hunters in 0 to 3 and line of sight with 2 dice. So there's only line of sight here. Fortunately, the mannequin's out of line of sight. So 2 dice. That is 2 claws. And the lizard deals 1 damage and 2 burns on a claw. Oh my god, we got 5 burns. That's a tragic start. Lucky we've got a lot of magic dice over here. 1, 2, 3, 4 burns. That's a total of 5 burns. Awful. And that's it for the lizard. And then finally, the teleport, move 2, teleport each hunter in 0 to the farthest empty lament rifts. So if we have a look at, she's going to move onto the Abyss Forge with the Technomancer. So the Technomancer is getting teleported. The farthest empty lament rift. So this is not the farthest, it's this one here. Oh, and how much damage was that, by the way? No. Yeah, 2 damage, 1, 2. So we're down to 9. So we're going to get teleported 1, 2, 3 to that lament rift. We'll discard our 4 armor tokens, so we suffer no damage from that. This card goes into the discard pile. This one slides across. This one slides across. This card cannot. Is that the? I've accidentally shuffled the final act card. Nice work, Deno. You're an absolute peanut. It's like, that doesn't have a lament card. Alright, so we'll do this and this. Okay. So that's that. So we're now going to move to here and we're going to spawn 4 enemies, and those enemies are going to spawn in spaces 2, 3, 4, and 5. What a saucy turn of events. Very, very unfortunate. We make it through though. Let's get to the corruption phase. So we draw and resolve a corruption card. So here, the Mannequin, move 1 towards a closest space for lament. So we're taking a damage and we're moving towards the closest lament. There isn't actually any on the board at all, but the closest is up here, so we're going to move 1 space to here. That's pretty annoying. Alright, and then I discard a hunger. And then I can heal 2 or discard 2 status tokens. I will heal 2 over there. So that's the craving done. The next one is the Technomancer, and she has move 1 towards each hunter, lose 1 corruption or gain a tactic. Completely useless. Completely useless. Spending a lament, we get a level up. Perfect. Not going to need dice, so we're just going to take one of these. Electric nodes. On a kill, you may repeat this effect by choosing another portal. Portal disturbance, or this one. Deal 1 and 0 to 1. You may gain 1 stun to resolve this effect again. I think we'll go for this portal disturbance. It looks quite glorious. We're going to be able to kill many, many guys with that. Okay. That's a bit of minion clearing, bit of electrical discharge from the minion. Oh, when you pass on an Abyss, Abyss Forge, or Lament Rift space. Alright, so there is actually 1 token on this card because we passed on the Abyss Forge. Here, so we're going to spend 1, going to level up a commander token, and repetitive attack. Whoa, here we go. Up to 2 hunters in line of sight may gain 1 tactic. If all tactic slots of those hunters are already occupied, each of those hunters may deal 2 in their line of sight instead. That's powerful. Repetitive attack, deal 1. Stop doing that, camera. Let's try this order to fire. Sure. Commander bonus. Yeah, let's do that. And then I guess we spend this to move up again. So we're going to take 1 damage from burn, but we do that after this. refresh step. So this is the first player. Ooh wee. I will discard this magic token. Oh, stop doing that, please. To clear the burn. Very aggravating. And when we refresh, we have to choose a different personality. I think we go for the commander now because we have a commander token. So we'll do that. So we're blocking our cleanse action. Flip it to gain a stun, activate all commander bonuses. Over here. A lot of dice here. Two shields, no doubles. We have unfortunately only rolled one magic, and we really needed to roll more than that to clear off some of these. But that's okay, we've got our commander bonus. One hunter in line of sight may discard 2 status tokens. So we're going to ditch that one. We're going to take 4 damage from burn. We're down to 5 health. Yep. So we're probably going to gain 4 armor. Deal 1 damage in range in any line of sight, or we do that one. We can't do that one. Ugh. At all. Deal 3 damage in 0 to 2 from a portal of your choice. So we can do that there, we can do that there, and we can do that there. So we can get some pretty big damage. Could also put the attack on the boss. What's the boss card doing? Yeah. I do think that this is a very challenging Griefbound. That's cool. Alright, order to fire. Up to 2 hunters in line of sight may gain 1 tactic. One thing I didn't do last time, which I am going to do actually, is during the refresh phase, during the evolution phase, you have the option to advance to the next evolution step with no benefit. So I'll just make sure the timing of that in the evolution step. After spending and discarding all gathered lament, the hunter may decide to succumb to the corruption, may advance their corruption marker to the next space on the corruption track without resolving it. So I kind of want to get the Technomancer card up, so I think we're going to take that. The sooner we get to our corrupted side, the better. Alright, so we need this guy to be in the line of sight. So we need to do a run action to move 2. Yep. So I'm just going to use this green shield to move 2 spaces. So we'll move the mannequin 1, 2 to here. So we're now in line of sight. And now my second action is going to be to gain a stun. And that stun I'm going to put on my assist action. So that is stunned. But I'm going to flip my commander token and we're going to activate all commander bonuses. So 1 hunter in line of sight may discard 2 status tokens. So we'll discard 2 burn tokens from the Technomancer. And 1 hunter in line of sight gains a 2 shield. That will actually be the mannequin will take a 2 shield. So that's their 2 actions done from those commander bonuses. Very nice. Yep. So this order to fire might be better to do now actually. Yep. So retract that. We'll do that next turn. That's going to be fine. That's going to be our first action next turn. I'm going to do order to fire this turn. If all tactic slots of those hunters are already occupied, each of those hunters may deal 2 damage in their line of sight instead. So we're going to put 4 damage onto the werewolf straight away. So they're both done at 2 damage in their line of sight. Very good. So then we come over to the Technomancer. We're going to use the shoot with the string. We're going to kill a minion. Gains a lament. And we're going to do a shoot or a cut with this to deal 1 damage in range 2 to 3, which is going to kill the werewolf, who is range 0 to 1. So the werewolf, the Asylum Madman, I'll explain that for you right now. Let's see what we roll here. Okay, so this is going to not come back for 3 turns. That's nice. Let's switch over to the books page and I will tell you exactly how the difficulty works. It's actually, so I didn't really understand it when I got the game, but now I do understand it and I actually think it's a very, very clever system. So each of the Griefbound has their own scenario book. This one's the Chimera Hunt book. And each of those scenarios, there's 5 scenarios in there. And the scenarios generally escalate in difficulty in a variety of ways. So you'll have different stat cards. So every single scenario has a different card that sits up the top there, which will increase the damage, which will increase how many times this thing cycles around. And it will also potentially change the number of attack cards and the type of attack cards are in their thing, making them have more health. And then it will also make the terrain potentially more impactful as well. So each of the 5 scenarios is quite different from what I've observed. I've only played scenario 1, but when I've looked at them, you know, the different types of terrain have a lot harder effects which you can draw. So yeah, so difficulty escalates in the scenarios that you select, which I think is very, very clever. So as you can see from this little thing, 8 Griefbound, 8 different scenarios, as well as 8 hunters that also have scenarios for them as little Griefbound pretenders as well. So quite clever. Okay, so good work here from the Technomancer. In us killing the werewolf, we're going to get 2 lament, and our friend is going to get 1 from killing the werewolf. Okay, so we are back to the friend. So the first action is going to be to remove the stun and give out this shield. The next action, we're going to use this sword to deal 1 damage in range 1 to 3 and line of sight. Yeah, I'm very big fan of it actually. Yep, we'll do that. We'll do that, I think. Yes, we're just going to kill a little minion. We'll kill this one on Lament Rift 5, so that'll gain us another lament on the Mannequin. That's good. And then I'm going to move Sprint and we're going to go into a portal, I think. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. So we take that lament, that gets us 3. And hopefully gets us the heck out of there. So the mud hideout, we're not going to be able to use that. That's fine. We are not going to be able to use our other movements. Is that dice going to waste? I suppose we could try and use a tactics token to reroll. Okay, so that was the 2 actions for the mannequin. So here, now we actually get to do some stuff, don't we? The Scolopendra, we might even be able to get away from this clown for the turn. Move 3. Maybe we won't. I do sort of want to, I'm tempted by this treasure. The treasures are really good. Really, really good. So, yeah. Very, very good. I don't have a cleanse action. I do have the ability to cleanse those off though by using this as an action to discard that and set a dice to a chosen side. So that could be useful. I wanted to do this portal disturbance thing, but I'm not going to be able to because I didn't get 2 magics. Unless we roll our tactics token. Let's do that. Yeah, I'm going to roll our tactics token. And we're going to hopefully roll both of them and this blue dice. And if we can get 2 magic symbols, that'd be great. If we get a double magic, that'd be even better. That is just awful from you, Deno. Why did you roll that? So probably the magic goes to cleanse, and then I probably use that to turn that to here, but then I can't do the portal disturbance. No! Oh, maybe I could give the tactics token over there and try re-rolling as well. Yeah, that's not terrible. No, I've got a stun action on it. Oh, Deno, why did you do that? Why did you do that? The portal disturbance would let me kill 3 minions right now. Just pop all 3 of them. And that would gain us 6 lament, which would be huge. Huge. I really, really, really want to do that. I really want to do that. So am I going for another tactics token? Is that crazy stuff? That probably is crazy stuff. But let's do it. We're going to tactics token. We're going to immediately spend it. It's actually not our turn. It's back over here. So I'm going to spend my tactics token here, re-roll this. G'day, Paul. Oh, it's just a wonderful game. That's awful. I don't want that either. Alright, I guess I'm taking a tactics token back. If that was a movement, that would have been great. Yeah, Awakened Realms, really good production value. Boss Battler, kind of like Primal. I think if you like Primal, which I know you do, you'd probably find this quite interesting. It's got some really interesting card play. It looks like a dice game, but it's card play. So, yeah. Okay, so with this tactics token, I'm re-rolling these 2 purple and hoping that this time I can get a magic symbol. I get a double magic symbol. That's really good, actually. Okay, so now we can do this bad boy. Portal Disturbance. Deal 3 damage in 0 to 2 from a portal of your choice. On a kill, you may do another action. So here, portal, kill. Dead, take a lament. Next one, portal, kill, dead, take a lament. Third one, here, portal, kill, take a lament, 3 lament, minions cleared, get out of there, guys. And now I think we're going to move. I really need to get some armor on my little friend. So we can just move 2, which we'll do, up to here. And we'll take that treasure chest and we will flip. Heal 4. I'll take the heal 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're back up to 9. No dice there. That's fine. Then my next action will be to cleanse and remove 2 burns from myself. The mannequin's going to pass, and then I'm going to sprint with my Technomancer over to this abyss space, which means we're going to end our turn on an abyss space. And so we're passing, so I place another one on that card. I could discard a lament to place 2 on the card, but if I don't spend a lament this turn, I will get 2 evolutions. So I think that's my preferred option. Yes, it is. Excellent. That was a pretty good turn. We cleared out the minions and the elite, and we've just got the boss with his stupid 3 heads for two turns. Okay, let's do an event card. The event card is... That is not having a good time. Collapse portal. Place a lament in Rift 7. And then choose a portal and destroy it. That's so bad. I want the portals to be there for my portal attack. Yeah, alright, so we're going to kill this one, the farthest away one. And that's it. And we place a random treasure in that place. Okay. Do love a treasure. We're not fighting the Tormentor. There are no minions, there is no elite, so we just go straight here. This attack card, the Scolopendra, is moving 2 and attacking 1 hunter in 0 to 1. There's none. One, 2. Then, unfortunately for us, it is going to deal 2 burns to each hunter in a line. It's not getting anyone. Excellent. Then move 1. So we'll move it 1 to the skulls, and then it's going to move on to the mannequin. It's then going to attack the mannequin with 3 dice, all hunters in 0 with 3 dice. So we may flip one of our arm cards here, or attempt to. So let's see what the 3 dice roll. Okay, 1 of each. So the eagle is doing 2 damage with that, and 3 stuns with that. So the 3 stuns is just tragic. But the 2 damage is fine. We'll discard our 2 armor tokens. Stop doing that, camera. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry so much. Okay, 1, 2, 3 stuns. Well, it's going to be tactics, sprint, and run. That's the end of that card up here. So that one moves across. This one is discarded. This is a new card. So we can now focus... Oh, we actually removed one of those at that turn. We can now focus fire on the Chimera, but at the end of that turn it teleports the Lament Rift from the farthest from any hunter. Pretty bad for us. It's getting the hell out of there. Fast moving little guy, and we don't have any portals that can speed up our advance back to him. Very bad. Very bad. So that's good though, because we've now finished our phase, and so we are going to get on to the corruption. Is that one further? No, it's not. Time track moves around. So this regenerate all heads doesn't do anything. No heads are damaged. That seems like a weird time for that. So I might have misconstrued some of the rules of this. Each head token works as a focus marker. Resolve an attack. Chimera cannot level up. Attacking a head token is considered a head. It is flipped to the injured side. After that, all head tokens are flipped. Okay, so that was just if you had two. It's basically a neutral one. So we're going to take a corruption card. So our first corruption for the Mannequin is move 2, heal 2, or gain a 2 armor. So if I move, I can move onto a Lament Rift and pick up a Lament Rift, an extra Lament. Or I could move to a treasure and take a treasure. So I'm going to do that. Let's move to the treasure. So we're going to take the treasure token, and we get... That one's decided it doesn't want to play as well. Gain a blue dice or heal 4. I'll take a blue dice. Or each hunter loses a corruption. Ooh, that's interesting. That would mean... No, we're fine. So 1 blue dice for him. Doesn't matter, it's there. Then the corruption for her. Frenzied, move 1. We have no hunger. Heal 2 or move. We will heal. So actually, let's move 2. And pick up a Lament, but more importantly, get closer to the action. 1, 2, and pick up that Lament. Cool. So pretty good turns for us so far. Let's do some level ups here. 1, 2, 3. Bang. We are leveling up into one of these 2. Oh, I need to mark that with a second thing. Electric Arc. Move. After each space you moved in this action, you may deal 1. Oh. That's cool. Blood Bomb. Once per game. Okay, I'm going to take a black dice instead of either of those. Spending 3 more. 1, 2, 3. We'll level up again. Banishment. Choose a minion or elite enemy, teleport it to any space in the map. You may place up to 3 stun tokens on this card. That's cool. Do I just want another purple dice though? Or do I spend it and try for 2 more? Placing 3 stuns is good, and the eagle does deal out stuns. So maybe we'll keep power transfer. And with my last Lament, I will spend 1. And then I'm actually going to level up to the next stop. And then if we get a thing that drops us back 1, we can have another level up. But if not, we're definitely going to flip to our corrupted side, which gets us an extra dice. And we're going to be able to gain our second weapon as well. So, how many shields, Deno? The cog dice comes up with no cogs. That's okay, we can deal 2 damage in range 0 to 3. Alright, cool. Over here. So the commander one is out of action. We're going to spend 2 to level up. Don't do that, camera. Why are you doing that? Order to defend. Order to storm. Ooh. Up to 2 hunters in line of sight may move or deal 2 damage in range 0. Order to defend. Up to 2 hunters. 2. Ooh. For each defense slot. So that is pretty interesting given that we have 2 defense slots on our Technomancer. And I was hoping that to be the tank. Up to 2 hunters. No, I think... Am I going to take a dice here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One more dice is probably a good option. Let's take a purple. I'm just very sorry about that, camera friends. I don't know what's happening. It's extremely frustrating to me as well. We'll spend 1. We're not going to level up there. Okay. So I have some magics that I can discard to clear stuns. I will just clear 1, which might be on my move action. Oh. And then I think, do we go the messenger bonus here? No. Yeah, we're going to take this mage bonus as 1. So that's block your sprint. Alright. So that's done. Refresh step, block the appropriate action. I'm extremely aggravated by that camera. It's going to drive me mental. Alright, we need 2. So if we sprint with the Technomancer, we can get to the Abyss Forge, which will let us get a second weapon. And I would like that. G'day, Tom. What's the Eagle Head doing this turn? It's going to do some moving. It's going to do some attacking. Oh, it's the same card as last turn. Okay, so we're probably fine with that. So if we sprint on the... Who's first this turn? It is the Technomancer. So pile of skulls. Place 3 pile of skulls. So we need the hunter to be in line of sight, the mannequin for these. So these are basically offline this turn. Our portal dealing 3 damage is also offline because we didn't get a cog. This is deal 2 damage in range and line of sight with 2 magics, which we also didn't get, but we can use this for that. However, that's pretty much our only damage unless we get to the Abyss Forge. So let's go to the Abyss Forge and then maybe we get a tactics token to reroll some dice, I guess. But to get to the Abyss Forge we need a sprint. And that's using that. What an awful turn. So I'm going to put this here and gain a tactics token. And then I'm going to use that tactics token on all of these. The black one doesn't matter. And maybe that as well. Portal disturbance would be great. Yeah. Alright. That's good. So the tactics token's gone. So I can use these to sprint. I don't have to use the tactics token as an action, so I'm going to sprint to there. 1, 2, 3 onto the Abyss Forge location. And we're going to ditch that black dice to give us this weapon, which gives us more options in attack. Cool. So that's going to be next turn. Stop blacking out. Gain a token, activate all mage bonuses. Mage bonus is literally just place a chosen lament on a lament rift. I don't know why that's doing that. I've tried everything. I've reset. I've updated the drivers. I bought a new HDMI. I think we've just got too much coming in. It's fine. So, choose 2 hunters in line of sight. Each of them may refresh 1 basic action and restore 1 discarded die. If I don't do my run until next turn and use my tactics reroll over here, I can actually replenish that. But I do want to do the run again. I do want to do the sprint again. That's the one I want to replenish, not the other one. Alright, I'm going to flip this. I'm going to gain a hunger. And then I'm going to place a lament out on a lament rift in line of sight. That's going to be lament rift up here, number 3. That action up there. Draw and resolve a secret card 51. Yep. My next action is going to be over here. I'm just going to place this cleanse. I'm going to clear that and clear that. And that's it. So over here, we've still done the run. We discard this black and we get to take the Abyss Forge off the table. And we then get to grab our Arcane Staff in addition. So we're still looking for our Ruined Relic. Still be able to do some stuff with that. But that's a cool card to get. And then I reckon we just move and start doing some damage to our friend. Actually, I'm not going to use that purple dice. I'm going to use that green sword because I don't have anything that we use swords for. Yep. And that way I have 2 shields for this, which will be gain of 4 armor. Doing that. 4 armor. Over here, the Mannequin. Don't have 2 hunters in line of sight. Can't sprint. 2 hunters in line of sight. Enchanted arm. So let's do a move action using this blue shield. And we will move onto the Lament Rift. Over here. We'll pick up that Lament. And then our second action is going to be to use this modular arm. And that's going to allow us to move. So we're going to do that again. We're going to move 1, 2. We're now in line of sight of our Technomancer friend. So we'll be able to use our refresh action. Which would be good, but not much else. We could use our tactics token to re-roll those, I suppose. Yep, that might work. So I'm just going to run to here, pick up a lament. And then I'm going to deal 2 damage in 0 to 3 end line of sight. Yep. Yep. Cool. So we'll do that. So the Scolopendra head is going to get popped for 2 damage. No spillover though. I suppose that is unnecessary if that's knocked over. Cool. So we're back to the Mannequin. So we're going to use this 2 magic to choose 2 hunters in line of sight. They may refresh 1 basic action and restore 1 discarded die. So we're going to refresh this move action and we're going to restore this black dice. It's fine. And then I'm going to use a tactics token. No. So that was my first action. Second action. Yeah, we'll use a tactics token to reroll these 3. Magic, magic, shield. Magic, magic. Alright, so over here, we're going to replenish our run. And restore what? I think we restore this shield dice. And we get a run. Excellent. Excellent. Yes, so what's our first action then? Good choice, Deno. We might take as an action this piled treasure. No, we can't discard 2 of those things. We can't do that. Okay. So I don't have a tactics token. I think literally I am actually tapped out now because I don't have a tactics token. We can just move. So we'll move to here to pick up this lament. And oh, actually if we do that, what was it? Yeah, if we do that here, we'll assist and give the Mannequin that dice. So the Mannequin can now do something. G'day. Yeah, it's a tremendous game. So I can deal 1 to 3 in range and line of sight. I don't want both of these guys in the same square because this card is going to be bad. Yeah. I sure wish I had that string card that let my guy move him around now. I can give the guy a shield token, not going to help us. Yeah, so that's fine. So double magic here is this, and this is a movement action. So we can actually do that, or double magic and that. I don't have double move actions though, that's a shame. Deal 1 in 1 to 3 and line of sight. The Mannequin might be the right person to take these hits this turn, because he can discard or flip these tokens. Or do I just hide? No, let's play aggressive. We'll move forward. We'll do this first. Order to fire. 2 hunters in line of sight and they gain a tactic. So both of our guys gain tactics. Boom and boom. And then, yeah, we'll move 1, 2. We're into a line of sight and range. That's actually not going to do anything for us. We get 0 benefit from doing this, other than copying a pizzling. So I retract my decision. I'm going to go 1, 2 up to here onto the thingy of skulls. Yep. All right. Yeah, that's the only play, I think. We can give that guy a sword. It doesn't help us. There's no way for us to get any extra shields. So that's it. We'll pass, we'll pass, we'll pass. Got to get me commander cards out again. I didn't get enough lament on the mannequin. How tragic is that? The mannequin's having a tough game. Meanwhile, the Technomancer's leveled up again. All right, well, we go to this board. Are we still... No, we're good there. So an event card. What is it? Reinforcements. Place 1 Lament in Lament Rift 8. Fine. Do we want to spawn minions or do we want to gain 3 curses? I think we're okay with minions because they're both going to be over here. 1 and 2, and that'll give us more lament for our little guys to grab, so let's do that. Oh, I actually could have done these damages because the mannequin would have been in line of sight. 1, 2, 3. It would have actually been worthwhile. I would have flipped the lizard. What's the lizard card? Yeah, it's not doing that. I could have done those. 1, 2. Alright, let's do it, because I have to play with my toys. So I'm going to shoot, and then I also got a pistol, so we're going to do and flip the lizard head as well. So the lizard and the Scolopendra are both offline for this card. Great, that's back to this. So reinforcements are done, all minions move too, not happening. Excellent. The minions are going to move. So this guy's going here, this guy's going here. Yeah, this might have been a terrible play, don't I? It's done now. So 2 dice. Claw and an explosion. Great, 1 damage and 2 burn. Those arsonists are setting my mannequin on fire, and I appreciate it not at all. So the elite enemy is going to go there, and then we're going to do this card. So we're not doing Scolopendra. We're not doing Lizard. So we're just going to do the Eagle. Move 3, attack all hunters in 0 with 3 damage. So it's just going to move over here to the mannequin. Roll its 3 dice. Claw, explosion, explosion. The explosions do nothing and the claws deal 2 damage. I'll just take 2 damage. How good's that? The eagle does nothing. Okay, so then teleport to the Lament Rift farthest from any hunter. It's going to be up the top here. Alright, so then... Okay, I see what's happening now. And I wasn't twigging on this before, but now you only flip this one back. So we now only need to do 4 damage to kill one of these cards. Okay, that's interesting. That's interesting. Great, corruption step. So we'll do the mannequin first and hope that we get one that says fighter enemy. Yes, move 1 towards a chosen enemy. We're going to fight one of those guys, kill it, and gain a Lament, which means we're going to get a level up. Come on. And we can heal 2 or lose 1 corruption. We'll heal 2. We're up to 9. Excellent. And that hunger is gone. And then over here, we are flipping this one, which is not lose 1 corruption or heal 2. If I lose 1 corruption, I get a second level up. Heal 2 might be better. I'll heal 2 because I'm going to spend those 2 Lament to level up to the corrupted side. Actually, I lied. We're at 8 to 13. So, if there are already 2 elite enemies in the game, no. Otherwise, spawn a random Renegade Elite Hunter on the chosen portal space. No. Why are you like this game? Random Renegade Elite Hunter. So this is one of the cool expansion bits. Don't be the good one. It's the good one. Oh, no. Oh, shit. Shit. And where does it say he spawns? On the closest space? On the closest portal space, and remove this card. Oh, how bad is that? So we've got another elite sitting right there. That's removed from the game. In good news, it is potentially just more Lament for us to farm. Maybe. Did I do the thingy step? I did not. So we are spawning 4 more enemies on the board. So we're spawning at 2, 3, 4, and 5. Great. So now we are back to here. So we're going to spend our 2 Lament to level up. What are we getting? A Mage bonus. Ooh. Rift Pulse. This guy's wild. His cards are wild. Mind Shove. Move 1 enemy in 0 to 1 by 3 spaces away in a line. For each space an enemy could not move, deal 1 damage to it. So those obstacles in the middle look very good. Rift Pulse. Choose a Lament Rift in line of sight. Resolve one of the following. Move all enemies in 0 to 1 from the chosen Lament Rift by 3 spaces. Deal 1 damage to all enemies in 0 of the chosen Lament Rift. Let's take that Rift Pulse. That seems interesting. Seems interesting. So we still have the stun. We'll roll these. Alright, double swords, useless. Only 1 magic symbol. I've struggled with magic symbols with the amount of dice that I have. So do I just take 2 damage and then cleanse? Probably. 2 damage and then cleanse. And we use our tactics token to re-roll maybe. Okay, fine. Over here. So we're going to spend 2. 1, 2. We don't get a level up. But what we do get is to flip to our corrupted side, which is we gain the other one of our cool dice. And we choose move, gain a tactic. Oh no, sorry. Heal 4 or teleport to a chosen space on the map. I think I'll teleport, thanks, to a chosen space on the map. Let's go here. Take that. Spend that. Gain a level up. 1, 2. Stimulant injection. Refresh, restore, gain a 4. Repulsor. Deal 2 damage in 0 to 1. Move all enemies in 0 to 1 by 1 space. Yeah, we'll take the repulsor. Stimulant injection would be good, but yep. Alright, let's see if we can pop this little guy in the face a few times. So our Technomancer has now got a carry. Now got a hard carry. Oh, look at all this. Look at all this. Double shields, great. Double moves, great. Double explosions. Oh, we're on. It's Lament Rift popping time. Portal disturbance. Pew, pew. We're killing some guys with that. Alright, so our little Oathsworn Adelbarn friend, the stupid little guy that came out, he's got 7 health. So that's problematic. 7 health. And I'll just do this because apparently my cameras are struggling. Here he is. He's got 7 health. So I want to kill him. I need to kill him. He can't survive this turn. The Mannequin needs to choose a role, and I think we'll choose Commander. Yep. Okay, so that personality's fine. I'll be able to clear those. And I've got this ordered to fire. Up to 2 hunters in line of sight may gain a tactic. Each one of those hunters may deal 2 in their line of sight instead. So I probably just need to do some damage to these little guys. It's back to the Mannequin as first player. So yeah, if I can kill some little guys. And then get out of there. To get into the portal. G'day Facehammer. Russ, what's happening, mate? So, the Mannequin's first. If I can get to line of sight, so I need to do a sprint, which would be 1, 2, 3. So we're in line of sight of that guy. But a better spot would be here. So yeah, so we go 1, 2, 3, and then we can activate both of our string cards. That's a good question. What, Tyrant? My advice is probably early on, dice are better. It does depend on the balance of how many good cards you get. Sometimes each sort of evolution deck has a really powerful card, and you want to try and tap that. So, yeah, it's interesting. All right, let's do this. And once again, I apologise when this fucking camera drops out. I'm working on it. So we're going to deal 1 in range 1 to 3 and line of sight. What is going on? So yeah, so I'm going to kill this little minion here. Gains me a lament. Good start. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to sprint. Is that right? Or do I want to use this? I can't use the enchanted arm. No. Yep, so we're going to sprint. The sprint that we're moving is to go 1, 2, 3 to this position here. So that's the Mannequin done. So now I can use cut to deal 1 damage in 0 to 3 from the Mannequin, which we'll do, and that will go on the... do I go on the little hunter, renegade hunter? 1 damage on him might be fine. Duality is fantastic. She could be the strongest character, I think. And she's got a card, yeah, it's all about the black one. The black wings is... She can just pump up black wings and then just do big damage. She's great. The characters very much influence that for sure. This Mannequin is crazy guy to try and figure out. So, yeah, I'm enjoying that. Okay, so that kills... Doesn't kill. But yeah, now we're going to do this. We're going to do our portal disturbance, bang and bang. Deal 3 damage in 0 to 2 from a portal of your choice. So we're going to do that over here. I'm going to kill that guy. So that's going to gain us a lament. And then the second 3 damage is going to go onto the Renegade Hunter, putting him on 4 of 7. So that's 2 actions there. Excellent. So back to the Mannequin. So now the Mannequin wants to activate Commanding Arm, but we can't. But we can do Order to Fire. So let's do Order to Fire using... Oh, we can't do that either. We need to use a Tactics token. 100 line of sight gains 2. Block your cleanse action. Gain a stun. Alright, so I need to get another movement symbol, which is not likely. Or another magic symbol, which is also not likely. I need that Tactics token. Oh, I need that Tactics token. So Rift Pulse. Choose a Lament Rift in line of sight. Move all enemies in 0 to 1. If there is a Lament Rift, you may teleport to another Lament Rift. No, okay. So I am getting very aggravated by that camera. What I want to do is use my Order to Fire. That's 2 magic. Up to 2 hunters in line of sight may gain 1 tactic. If all tactic slots of those hunters are already occupied, each of those hunters may deal 2 damage in their line of sight instead. One hunter in line of sight may discard 2 status tokens. If I flip my commander bonus, yeah, so let's do that now. I'm going to do a stun action from my cleanse. Flipping that, activate all commander bonuses, gain a stun. So first commander bonus, 1 hunter in line of sight may discard 2 tokens. Why are you doing that, man? I'll block my sprint. And then 1 hunter in line of sight gains a 2 armor. It will be the Mannequin themselves. And now we're back to the Technomancer. So Technomancer now can give over let's use this Tactics token to re-roll this, 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 and this. And then we're going to replenish. That's going to be not an action. So we're going to do that for free. Whoa, okay, that's fine. And then the first action will be to give our assist token over here to that guy. And then our second action will be to do 2 to 3, do 1 damage at range 2 to 3. So that'll be 1 damage over onto the enemy card up here, Scolopendra. Okay, so now we're on for this action. So we'll spend 2 magic tokens to do Order to Fire. We actually have to do a Tactics to regain a Tactics token, so we'll do that. Otherwise this plan doesn't work, and then we'll do that next. So yes, we can do 2 damage to an enemy in our line of sight each. So I'm going to do 2 damage to the Oathsworn Adelbizov. So he's got 1 damage left. That's a 10, not a 3. 1 damage left. And I'll do 2 damage to the boss, which will pop the Scolopendra, and we will have 1 damage on the eagle in a second. Excellent, excellent stuff. Cool. So we're about to kill a card, and we're about to kill that guy. I need to get my tokens back, don't I? Each of those hunters may refresh a basic action and restore a discarded die. He just doesn't do a lot of damage, does he, this little guy? So that was just my first action for him. Okay. So do I move now? Onto that Lament Rift? Have I got a 3 damage here? That would be better. No, I don't. Deal 1 in range 0 on a kill. Yeah, so we can move. I don't have any use for those double swords. How crazy is that? We can use our tactics token now. So maybe we'll do that now that we've got off our quick to anger thing. So do I want to take that? No, I don't want to take that. I don't want to take lure. I don't want to do the treasure. Maybe I'm going to go do secret card 51. So let's do a move action for the mannequin, and move him up to here. That shouldn't impact any of my actions any further than it already has. Yep. All right. So Mannequin's done his 2 actions. So let's go over here. So we've got choices galore here. I can do this repulsor, deal 2 damage in range 0 to 1. I don't need to do that. I just need to do 1 damage in any range in line of sight. That's a waste of the cog, probably. Deal 2 damage in 0 to 3 and line of sight. Deal 1 in range 0 on a kill and a staff. Okay. I mean, that's just silly to use the cog for that, I think. This is deal 2 damage to each enemy in range 0. This Rift Pulse is move all enemies in range 0 to 1 from their chosen Lament Rift by 3 spaces. That's not going to do us too much. Whew. We could teleport everyone onto this Lament Rift. That'd be interesting. That'd be interesting. Can I replenish and restore? Unlikely unless I can roll a double on that. Okay, I'm overcomplicating this. Let's simplify. We're going to gain a 4 armor. Done. We have a 4 armor. Then I think we're going to use this cog to deal 1 damage to any enemy in range and in line of sight. Possibly a waste of the cog. Move all enemies in 0 to 1 by up to 3 spaces. No. Repulsor. Deal 2. No. We can do that with this. Repulsor. Deal 2 damage in 0 to 1. Move all enemies in 0 to 1 by up to 3 spaces. So, if we go here, I'm going to do the damage to him. I'm going to move him to here, and I'm also going to move... Oh, I can't because of that. That portal's also a space. That's fine. I think we'd like to move him away. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Yep, so we've killed this card. We've killed all 3 heads, which means we flip the heads over. And we're going to destroy this card, so we're going to get 2 and 1 laments on our 2 hunters. And we're going to roll that dice, and we're going to roll explosion. All hunters in 0 to 1 may heal or discard 2 status tokens. So I will heal for 1, I guess. Sure. So we're back up to 12. So that was using my repulsor stick. Excellent, good work. Now we're back down here. So I'm going to use my tactics token to re-roll these as an action. And then I'm going to spend this sword to gain a tactics token. No. I need a sword, a move, and a shield. That's so irritating. Did we just do a move or gain 2 armor? No, we're doing the action of the space that we're on. Excellent. Look into the cell. Draw and resolve a random secret card 51. We're looking into the cell. Perfect. 51, 51, 51. Here is 51 cards. We'll randomise and we're going to reveal this one. Captive's Quest. Discard all elite enemies and models. Find the Augustine... No! I've got 1 damage to do on that guy. Find the Augustine lost. What are the other ones? Okay. I'm doing this one instead. My game, I'm allowed to play however I want. Hunters on the prison tile may do the following. Search the prison, take this card and roll 1 thingy. Excellent. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to try for that. But that'll be next turn. Back over to her. So now we're going to move to... We're going to sprint rather. No, I've completely porked this turn. I've completely porked this turn. No, I haven't. Okay. So we'll move twice and then we'll use this, deal 2 damage to each enemy up here. So we're going to move to this portal and we're going to kill both of those enemies. That's going to gain me 4 lament on the Technomancer and 3 lament on the Mannequin, which is what we really want. And that's 2 good actions. Cool. So back to the Mannequin now. Has it given up the ghost finally? You are very, very aggravating, camera. It must just be too much input. Like, it must just be too much happening for it to handle. I'll try turning off that camera. We're not going to be able to deal much damage here, but we are going to do that action, which is searching the cells. So we'll roll this. We gain the claw. You may gain 2 curses to roll again. I will not. I'll try again, searching. Oh no. Block the cells with an action. Place this card next to the prison. Oh yeah, no, search the prison, take this card. We'll try again. We'll search the prison again as my second action. I will not gain 2 curses to roll again. Oh no, it's take this card, so you can only do it once. Okay, I don't want 2 curses, so we'll try that again next turn. I'm going to gain a tactics token with that. And I guess I'm just going to try re-rolling both of these. Actually, I'll use that. Re-roll both of these blacks. That is the most irritating thing that I could possibly imagine happening whilst I'm trying to have a very cool game. So that is choose Lament Rift in line of sight. Resolve 1. Deal 1 to all enemies in 0 of the chosen Lament Rift. Alright, I think we'll just do that. That seems pretty good. This guy can kill, but I don't need him to get any more lament. So I think we're actually just going to run with him, sprint rather, into range of the guy. So we can go 1, 2, 3 into there. Or we can just go 1, 2, 3 up to there. And that's going to mean he's out of range. Yes, we'll do that. And then pass for the Technomancer. Here, we're going to do this double magic. Oh, hang on a second. Oh yeah, I can choose Lament Rift in line of sight. All enemies on it suffer a damage. That'll get me an extra Lament. And that'll get me to 16. So I'll do that. Because I have line of sight all the way down here to this Lament Rift. And I'm going to kill that little guy, gaining me a Lament. Okay, let's go. Okay, let's go. And I don't have any way to turn that into a shield. Perfect. That's it. We're done. Let's go on to the event phase. So, Fire Spreading. It is a convergence card. Place a Lament on Lament Rift 1. Done. Starting with the first player, each hunter with any burn, I need to do this, deals 1 burn to all other hunters in range 0 to 1. Nobody. Each hunter without any burn gains a burn. Technomancer suffers a burn. Fire Spreading is done. There is 1 single elite on the map. Oh, sorry. He's going to move 1, 2, and he's not in 0 to 1, so he's not going to be able to throw his bomb on us, so that's fine. The werewolf is going to deploy back onto the map right here. That's the Asylum Madman Werewolf. And he's done. And this guy, when you kill him, he's removed from the game. He's not a one that comes back. So he's done. Then we're going to move on to this card. So then the Eagle Tears. Attack all hunters in 0 to 1 with 2 dice. We are not in 0 to 1. Move 2. Then he's going to deal 3 burns to each hunter in line of sight. So he's moving up to our position here. So he's not going to have line of sight to the Mannequin. And he's going to deal 3 burns to us. So we're now at 4 burns. Fire is spreading. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then move 1, he's there. If there's a hunter in line of sight, there's not. Attack all hunters in 0 to 1 with 3 dice. So Technomancer is suffering a 3 dice swing from that. It's going to deal 3 stuns. We're going to put those 3 stuns on our power transfer card. Nice. That's cool. That is so cool. And then the second one, both of those do absolutely nothing. How good's that? So that's then the Eagle Tears. So that slides across. This goes here. We're not going to reveal the final act, but we are on the path now. We're on the war path, actually. We are about to reveal a stage card, though. So the stage card says the following. And Lament Escape. Add 1 random attack card and level up each elite enemy. So the werewolf's now level 2. On a minion kill, instead of gaining Lament, put it on the closest Lament Rift. That's pretty cool. There's only 1 minion for us to deal with, but... Okay, so 1 random attack card is added. So that's there. Alright, we've killed how many? Just 1. Where is the one that I killed? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, so one of the ones I killed is gone. I think it was the Eagle Swoops, was it? Yep. Good work. Now we're going to be in some good shape. So, first things first, we have to draw and reveal a corruption card. So Technomancer, we don't have any hunger. So we're going to gain 3 hunger and move. 1, 2, 3. That hunger is going to be disappearing very shortly. And then over here, we might actually move here. And then we're in line of sight of the mannequin. Yeah, that's nice. And then the mannequin, stupid thing. We don't have any hunger, so we are 5 to 15, which is you may deal 2 unblockable damage if you don't gain 2 hunger. Okay, so we gain 2 hunger. Now it's level up time. I need 4 Lament to level up to max, so I'll spend that, which is 2 more evolutions. And then I've got 3 to remove that 3 hunger, but let's see what these cards are first of all. Speed Stimulants deal 2 in 0 to 2. You may discard up to 2 stuns to gain the same number of burn. I don't really want burn. Oh my god, you may gain 1 burn, deal 1 for each burn you have. Okay, let's put up a fire barrier. And let's keep that burn. Gotta let it burn. Firebolt. Oh my god, you may deal 1 damage in 1 to 3 and in line of sight for each burn you have. Alright, let's just burn it up. I'm going to spend those 3 to clear the 3 hunger. Cool. So it's all about burns. I don't want to clear my burns. Oh, so few magic symbols, Deno. Why so few magic symbols? Why are you like this? And then we're going to take 4 damage from this. So we're down to 8. Over here, this idiot, so he's spending 5, which means he's going to flip. He's actually got 6. So he's going to spend 6 to level up twice and flip. So we can't be the commander. Still got a burn. Alright, let's flip. After you flip, take all string cards from other hunters and now flip them to their arm sides. Great. So we have some extra attack options. And I choose 2 personalities. Cool. Does it say you can't choose the same one? I assume that you can't choose the same one. So we'll choose Mage and activate all soldier bonuses. Yeah, it's actually not helpful at all. We'll activate all of those. Block your tactics action. So we're going to take those 2. Take 1 damage from a burn. And evolution 1. Oh, hang on, maybe we are taking a soldier bonus. Keen sight. If there is an enemy in line of sight. Increase range of all of your actions by 1. Thank you. What is this? No, don't want that one. Maybe we'll be taking the soldier bonus. This one, oh, sacrifice personality. Remove 1 personality token. What is this guy? Alright, we'll take that. This guy is sick. Alright, and we're not going to use that. We're instead going to use the soldier one. Alright. Roll these. I think the stun was on my tactics token. Oh no, it was on this one. Oh, that's what we want to see. Look at that gloriousness. Double swords, double magics everywhere. Alright, this is the turn. We bring it back. Bring it all back to you. And we're first with the Technomancer. So Firebolt is double magic. Yes, I'm re-rolling this with this, I think. You may gain 1 burn. So I'm going to re-roll, hang on a second, deal 2 in 0 to 3 in line of sight. Cool. Portal disturbance. Do I want to do some portal snapping? Deal 2 in 0 to 1. Move all enemies in 0 to 1 by up to 3 spaces. The repulsor. Let's spend our tactics token to re-roll some stuff. So we need the sword there. The cog, so this one's there. This one is nowhere. We only have one of those. So we need more magic. So what about if I re-roll that cog? This cog goes here, this goes here, and we re-roll all of those. So tactics token, first of all, re-rolling all of these. There's a, oh, that is just ridiculous, Deno. You are on a rampage. Rampage! So let's do our crazy burning one. Firebolt. You may gain 1 burn. I will, so I now have 5. Deal 1 damage in 1 to 3 and line of sight for each burn you have. So we'll do 5 damage to the Buffhead's card. 1, 2, 3. And then, do I have a little 1 damage jobbo? I don't. Get rid of that. I could do my portal barrier though and kill my little werewolf friend. We need 6 to kill him. The arcane staff, deal 1. Yeah, alright, let's use our repulsor. Deal 2 damage in range 0 to 1. Move all enemies in 0 to 1 by up to 3 spaces. So this little guy is going to go 1, 2, 3. And this guy is going to go 1 to the same space that we're in. And then we're going to defeat his card. So that card's dead. All the heads flip over. And do not refill the attack track. Oh. So he does nothing this turn. Oh, I just want to keep fighting him though. Okay. Do not refill the attack track is always just ridiculous. Okay, Mannequin. Yes. So let's flip, we're going to gain a hunger. And let's flip our mage bonuses. See how annoying this is. Place 1 in a chosen lament rift in line of sight. And then if there is a lament rift in 0 to 1, you may teleport to another lament rift with a number of 1 higher or lower. So this is 8, so we can go to 7. Or I assume we could go to 1. I wonder if it loops around. Maybe. No, I'm just going to place the lament here on Lament Rift 8. And I'm not going to teleport to that. So that was my first mage action. Now my soldier bonuses. Discard 1 shield token from an enemy. Discard 1 shield token from an enemy. If there is an enemy in line of sight, you may move 1. If there is a soldier. No, okay. So my second action is going to be to play this green shield to deal 1 damage in range 1 to 1. I am in range 1 to 1. On a kill, I gain a 2 shield. So we're going to a 4 shield We're gaining a lament from killing the minion. He's defeated. And that's all. Excellent. So I might gain 2 tactics tokens here. Oh no, this is going glorious. Okay, what are you going to do, you crazy exploding lunatic? I need the double magic. You may gain 1 burn, deal 1 damage and 0 for every magic you have. I need to give a magic over there. Oh yes, do it, Dano, do it. So good. All right, so do we cog? Do we do our portal? No. Great, we're going to deal 2 damage in 0 to 3 and line of sight. 2 of that damage is going to go onto the elite, I think. 1, 2. And then my next action will be, I don't want to sprint, I want to use my fire barrier, which requires a double magic. Oh my god, this game is absolutely awesome. So my fire barrier is coming up next. My portal disturbance I'm not going to get to use this turn. That's going to be a wasted action. So I guess we just use that to deal 1 damage in any range and line of sight. We're going to do, we can't do the portal disturbance. No, that's okay. So we'll just deal 1 damage to the werewolf. And now we're back to this guy. So first action is going to be to give that double magic to our friend. And the second action is going to be order to fire. And I'm going to use these 2. We're both going to gain a tactics slot. No, that's silly. If we gain a tactics token and we get one over there as well, then we can use that to do damage. Yep. So we'll take a tactics token. And then we will move our movement, which is going to be 1, 2 to here. Yep. Oh, increase the range of all of your actions by 1. I forgot that. Oh. Increase range of all of your actions by 1. So that wouldn't include your movement, no. Alright, so over here, we will also take a tactics, and then we're going to use our double magic for its fire barrier. And because we've done fire barrier, we can take a burn. We're living on the edge here. Take a burn, I love it. And we can deal 6 damage at range 0. So we're going to pop the next card, which means we're going to refill the track, which is probably a foolish choice, unless I can roll that same one again. That's another 2 lament and 1 lament. 1 lament, 2 lament. So let's see if I can roll another one of those symbols. No. All hunters in 0 to 1 may gain 4 or refresh the sprint action or restore 1 die. Refill the attack track. 1, 2. Restore a discarded die doesn't help us. No one else. Oh, he's in 0 to 1. He doesn't have a discarded die. Now, over here, I'm going to go this one, choose 2 hunters in line of sight. Each of those hunters may either move 4 or gain a 4 armor. So I'm going to move 1, 2, and I'm also going to move with the Technomancer into the same location and space here. This is an unreal turn. And then I'm going to use our order to fire. If all tactics tokens of all hunters are occupied, each of those hunters may deal 2 damage in their line of sight instead. So I'm going to deal 2 damage to the Asylum Madman. So he's going to go to 5. And then I'm also going to deal 2 damage to the boss and pop his Scolopendra head. Done. And that's him done. Now we're going to go over here. I can't do my portal disturbance, but I can now use my tactics token to re-roll. Or I could cleanse off some of my fire tokens and not be a complete lunatic. Yeah, definitely, mate. So I've only got 1 figure left to paint for the Nucleope, the vignette for the Nucleope, which is the Nostin. The others are all done. So I'll hopefully paint that by early next week. So yeah, following weekend we'll get into painting some Grimcoven. And yeah, we'll try and do sort of a slightly better than the quality I did on Kingdoms Forlorn. We'll try and go a little higher than that. Activate all soldier bonuses. If there's an enemy in line of sight, if there's an enemy in line of sight, you may move 1. Discard 1 from an enemy in line of sight. No, so we just want to do 1 damage, and that'll kill the werewolf. So over here, what I need to do is what? I think I need to clear some burn. Not going to be able to do portal disturbance. The arcane staff isn't going to help us. Yep, so I'm going to cleanse some burn. 1, 2, get rid of that. Seems good. And then I'm actually going to give this to my friend. Over to said friend. Said friend is going to do 1 damage in 1 to 3 and line of sight, and we're going to kill the werewolf. So the werewolf is done. Let's see what happens. He's coming back in 2 turns, but that is going to be 2 lament and 1 lament. So that's good. So she's now leveling up to max, which is great, the Mannequin. And I think we're going to do a deal 1 damage in 1 to 3 in line of sight for each black you have. So that's going to be 2 damage. So we're going to flip the lizard head. And I think we've finally tapped out now. We've finally tapped out. How good is that? How good is that turn? So we're going to sprint with our little guy and get into range. Actually, we could just go grab a lament. That would be fine. Activate all soldier bonuses. Move, discard armor, discard armor. That's one thing we could do, gain a burn. Yeah, okay. I've got a good plan. So yeah, I'm actually going to go here and take that lament, which we won't use for anything other than clearing hunger. And that's the Technomancer done. And then here, I'm going to activate my soldier thing. So I'm going to gain a burn token, not my favourite, but then I can activate all soldier bonuses. They discard, if there is an enemy in line of sight, you may move 1. There is an enemy in line of sight, so I am going to move 1 and grab that lament. And then I'm also going to set a chosen dice to the side of my choice. I'll choose that, and then I'll go here and cleanse those 2 burns away. Great turn from the big dog. Great turn from the big dog. Let's go up here. Have an event. Corrupting Hunger. Place 1 Lament in Lament Rift 6. It's right next to the Technomancer. Each hunter with that gains 1 hunger. Okay. So 4 hunger and 1 hunger is our situation. We are not fighting the Devourer. The Devourer is my favourite guy at the moment, by the way. Then the minions go. There's no minions. The Elite is going to activate. So the Griefbound. Thus, the Eagle soars. He is not going to heal his head until after this turn, because that's at the end of the enemy phase. So he's just activating this Eagle. Move 3, attack all hunters in range 0. So we are going to go straight for the Technomancer because they're more corrupted. So that's wonderful. Technomancer's there. Going to suffer a 3 dice swing. Teleport to the Lamnet Rift. Okay, cool. 3 dice swing. Explosions do nothing on the Eagle, so that's literally just 2 damage. We'll use an armor token to clear that off because we're about to take 4 damage from burn. That's it from that absolute moron. Yeah. Cool. Okay. And then it's spawn minions time. 4 minions on Lament Rift 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's go here and corrupt. Sadism, move 1 towards the closest hunter. So that's 1 to here. And then here. Oh, move 1 towards the closest space with Lament for each hunger you have. Where did the Lament Rift place it out? On space 6. Okay, that's actually going to work for us. Take the Lament if you reach it. So we've moved up to there, Lament Rift 6. That's worked out just wonderfully. Oh, I do need to do the corruption stuff. So, deal 3 to all hunters in 0. If you deal no damage, gain 2 hunger. Okay, not a problem for this guy. Thirsting, gain 2 hunger and 1 burn. Yes. That's less exciting. Alright, we're leveling up, so I have to take these 2, Commander and Messenger. Block your Tactics action, block your Cleanse action. I am going to level up. Oh man, I'm so annoyed. Oh, how good's the Pariah? What a cool model. Alright, so I'm going to go to 20. Might need to get the Technomancer away, and I'm going to clear that one of those. So we got 5 hunger. And we'll deal this. We've got 2 level ups. Stop doing that, please. I'm going to cry. I actually feel like crying. It's been so annoying. I feel like I've tried everything I know how to do to fix that problem. Oh, and the 2 level ups. Oh my god, how have we got 2 level ups here? Okay, Tireless Runner, Messenger bonus, no. Commander bonus, Order to Defend. I'm going to ditch those both for a dice. The dice will be a black dice. Then next 2, Fire Blast, deal 3 in range 2 to 3. Yeah, we'll take Fire Blast. Perfect. Then over here, we have no more level ups, so I'm just going to spend all of these on clearing hunger. And let's see if we roll any magics to clear off some of those burn. We do, but I'm probably not going to use it for that purpose. I think we'll just take the 4 damage, 1, 2, 3, 4, from the 4 burn. And then we're going to cleanse some of that off. Alright, it's back to us, and the Mannequin is first. So we can activate all messenger bonuses, literally a move 1, or we can activate all commander bonuses. I don't feel the need to activate commander bonuses yet. So let's instead do this. Order to fire, 4 damage. So the first 2 damage is going to pop that eagle and kill this card. Sorry, that actually regenerated. So the second one will pop that card. So 2 damage for her and 1 damage for him. And let's see what we roll. Explosion. All hunters in 0 to 1 may heal 2 or discard 2 status tokens. I'll heal 2 on both. 1, 2. Refill the attack track. There and there. Okay, great. That was his first action. And then do we flip our commander bonus now? No. No, do we do Fire Blast? So let's move to get ourselves into position to do a Fire Blast. Yep. So we'll just move using one of these swords. We're going to move up here. Rolling doubles is very, very helpful. You want to chase them with the tactics tokens for sure. Because a double, you know, if you have to spend 2 dice on one of those actions, it's a lot less effective. Your turn's a lot less effective. So getting the doubles really makes a difference. Speaking of, we could use our Portal Disturbance here to pop off some of those minions and 3 damage to, yeah, I don't hate that. 3 damage to the boss, Portal Disturbance. But I think we want to do a Fire Barrier. Because we're in the same space. Oh no, we're not. We moved out, did we? Yes, okay. We moved out. So yeah, Fire Bolt. Oh, we don't have a sword. How unfortunate. Deal 2 damage in range 0 to 1. Let's do our Portal Disturbance. Let's just get that happening. So we're going to spend 2 magic on that. We're dealing 3 damage. We're going to kill one of these little minions over here. It'll be this one because he's closest. So that's a Lament. And then we'll also do 3 damage to the boss, which will pop one of the boss's heads and do 1 damage to the lizard. Then the second action we will take is just use a shield to kill the minion that's in the space with us. If you kill an enemy, you gain a 2 armor, and that's fine, as well as gaining a Lament. The Lament actually goes on the closest Lament Rift from the stupid thing, but that is the Lament Rift that we're on. So when we conclude that action, we can pick it up. Back to the Mannequin. So we can deal some pretty solid damage there with a Fire Blast. Oh, where did we move to? So let's move 1, 1, 2. Yep. That's where it is. I'll stop that, you stupid thing. Yep, so we've moved to there. Okay, so now we're in great shape here. We're in really good shape. We're just going to use our pistol to kill this little enemy here for a lament. And then we will use our Fire Blast, spending this double thingy, deal 3 damage in 2 to 3 and in line of sight. That will kill the next card. So let's roll and see what the card does. It's an explosion. All hunters in 0 to 1 may heal 2. We will heal 2 on the Technomancer. And then replenish this. This goes here and this goes here. We are down to the final act because we have 2 cards left. So do I want to do that, or do I want to do some other stuff first? Do I want to clear burns first? Yeah, so rather than do that, I'm going to activate all of my commander bonuses. So that's going to be 1 hunter in line of sight may discard 2 status tokens. We'll discard these 2. And what do I have to do? I have to gain a stun. Fine. That'll go on my run. And 1 hunter in line of sight turns that into a 4. So that's fine. And then 1 hunter in line of sight gains a 2. We don't need that. Done, done, done. That's all our commander bonuses. So that's done. Over here, we'll cleanse. We'll clear those 2 burns. And then we will probably just... Yeah, we don't need any weapons or armor or anything. Let's use our repulsor. No, we need to be in line of sight. We've got our tactics. I guess we just move and maybe we try and pick up that thing again. Then here, we could activate all messenger bonuses. We don't want to move. We can't use that action. So we could just use choose a lament rift in line of sight. No. Okay, we'll end it there. So we're going to do the action that pops the cap and kills it and takes us to the final act. It's been a crazy... This Mannequin is probably my favourite character. What a cool guy. Entering the final act, we are doing that. So what does this say? This card cannot be discarded. Deal 2 hunger and 2 stuns to each hunter in 0 to 2. Okay, 1 to 2. Attack all hunters. I can be further away. Yeah, I can be further away. Cool. And then this final act card, what does that do? On a kill of the final act card, roll 1. The Griefbound is dead, the scenario 1. Otherwise, place 1 here. Okay, cool. This is a different way of doing this final act. Excellent. Okay, event phase, because you go straight to the end. Place a lament on Lament Rift 5. Ooh. So we're in line of sight of both. So we're getting 2 burns and 1 stun for both. That's a shame. But maybe it'll be fine. Maybe it'll be fine. Each hunter chooses, move 3 towards the Griefbound, discard all shields. I will move 3 towards the Griefbound in both instances. That's a pretty awful card. So we're all getting pumped up now. This little minion's going to move 1, 2. He's not going to hit anyone. He's out of range. This stupid werewolf's going to deploy back on the board. What a doofus. And then we're going to do this final act card. Deal 2 hunger and 2 stuns to each hunter in 1 to 2. Okay, I've got a real problem now with my hunger over here on the Mannequin, very big problem. We have 7 hunger. That's going to be a big swing. Deal 2 hunger and 2 stuns. Oof. 1 stun. So tokens are actually limited, which is a good thing. So we'll stun our tactics and probably our sprint. I don't think we need that. Here we'll stun our assist and our cleanse, I think. We're just stunning all of our base actions. We don't need any of those. Who needs them? Attack all hunters in 0 to 1 with 2 dice. Okay, so this is the Scolopendra. Deal 2 and 1 curse. Alright, so both of our guys are drawing a curse card. And 1 damage. Deal 2 damage and curse. Scolopendra. So it's 2 curses. Alright, so I'm going to block with this here. So we're taking no damage, but we have 2 curses. And the same over on our big friend, Technomancer. 2 curses, and we'll block with a 4. Done. Then it's going to move 1, it's not moving anywhere. The lizard, attack all hunters in 2 to 3 with 2 dice. Deal 2 burns to each hunter in 0 to 1. Oh, this is a bad final event card. Okay, so that one is going to deal 1 and 2 burns. And that one's going to deal nothing. So deal 1 and 2 burns. So we're literally getting 4 burns on both. We're back up to 6 burns on the Technomancer. Seems fine. And 4 burns on this. We might not even survive this card. If we can survive this card, we win, but we might not even survive this card. And then the last one is the Eagle. The Eagle is getting attacked with 3 dice. Oh my god, deal 3 stuns, and deal 2 damage. Okay, so 1, 2. 1, 2. The stuns, how many stuns have we got left in here? 1, 2, 3. 1. Okay, so I've only got 4 stuns left and I need to give out 6. So that means we're going to take 2 damage on this guy. 1, 2. So we'll do that. We'll do that. We'll do that. And we'll do that. So that's the 2 damage there. And then over here, we're just taking 6 damage. So we'll block that and take 1, 2. That's crazy. That is crazy. Well, I've now got to do my corruption. Regenerating all heads. The corruption deck. Will it be our saving grace or will it be our disaster? Okay, so unfortunately we're going to deal 2 damage to the... who do we want this to do? I should have done that. Should have done that. Okay, so we're dealing 2 damage here, 1, 2. And... yeah, so the Technomancer is getting tapped. Yes, I'm aware of that. The Technomancer is getting tapped by Carnivorous. So we're losing all hunger, but we are dealing 2 damage to an enemy in range. So we've popped the Scolopendra head. I don't have any way to clear that. Oh, I've got to get my curses out. It doesn't matter for her. Curse for here is Curse of Death. Excellent. So I've got 3 Lament. It doesn't matter, I just need to clear off burns. I need to clear off a lot of burns. I don't think we clear off enough burns. No, we die. Oh, that's devastating. Oh, tactics token reroll. You can do that, that is allowed. There. Alright. I think we still die because of this curse of death. I've only got 2 health. Gain 2 hunger, deal 2 to all hunters and enemies. Yep, unfortunately, we are going to go down. We can clear 4 burn, but then as our first step of the status phase, gain 2 burns. And we have 2 health left, which means we die. Oof. Dead in the final act. If we go up here, I needed to do 4 damage, which was eminently achievable. That symbol is not dead. So we then have to do 6 damage, which I don't think I can do with the guy. The Technomancer might have been able to do it, but not that. Great finish, great finish. Aggravating camera problems, but great finish. So I do think, and I said this a bit earlier in the stream, I do think that the level 2 players is at its hardest. So if you are, we found it really easy, unfortunately. With 4 the other night, we were just wrecking face. I do think that Chimera is a really interesting boss. It's a lot more mobile than most of the other bosses. Yeah, really interesting. Cool game. Super cool game. Technomancer is awesome. The Technomancer, actually I don't think there's a character I dislike so far. I've played all of them now bar the twins. I haven't played the twins personally, but I've played every other character. And they've all been sensational. Like, they just do so much cool stuff. I thought we were about as well placed as we could be in that last turn, but I think what we needed to do was get... Actually, do you know what it was? It was this being the event card that cost us. Because we had to move 3 towards him. If that didn't happen, then the Mannequin would not have suffered any of those attacks. I suppose I could have discarded, yeah, it's done now. I only had 1 token on him, so we would have given him a 2 armor. And he would not have suffered any of those effects. Oh, I'm just looking at the card now. Yeah, I may have messed up in the final turn anyhow, but that's fine. It's late at night. I'm tired. So tackle hunters at range 2 to 3. I think I gave myself like 6 burns from that. So we probably didn't die, but that's okay. Yeah, it was a combination of these 2 cards that caused us to suffer the full brunt of that attack. If it was not that card, if it's any other card, like the next event card is... Okay, that's not the case. Each hunter with their own assist marker on their board gains 3 burns. Man, that is punishing. So we don't get to chalk up a win on the next scenario. That's disappointing. I'm unhappy about that. It is what it is. Alright, I am not sure where to go with this camera issue other than just removing all of the other cameras and going back to how I had it, which was very much working fine. It is a great game, yeah, it is great. I keep finding reasons to move it up my top 10 list, and I keep thinking about it when I'm, playing other games. I played Covenant and Recall. Was that last night? Maybe it was last night. And all I was thinking about was, when am I going to play some more Grimcoven? I will say the downsides of it, there's a lot of setup. It does take a while to set up. There is, quite a bit of preparation that goes into the scenario, and it'll look way better when it's all painted. So we just need to get to that point. These little red things pop out, I wonder. I wonder if that pops out easy for me to paint my Abyss Forge. Alright, I will. I've got my friend coming up this weekend, the Great Whale, so I will not be streaming at all on the weekend. I will be playing games with him, and we will probably give this game a real thorough run through. And then maybe tomorrow night I'll be playing a 4 or 5 player, maybe even 6 player, Twilight Imperium Extravaganza. So that'll be great as well. And yeah, then we'll see what else Whaley wants to play. I would like to play the Old King's Crown with him. I don't think he's played that, which is here. Possibly Euthia, Cruel Frost. The expansion for that just arrived about 3 days before Grimcoven, so that made it hard. Andromeda's Edge, maybe we might play some of that. Could play 2-player Mage Knight. That's always fun. He may want to play some Elder Scrolls, so we could do a little Elder Scrolls campaign. I'm not going to play Primal until I get the new characters. So yeah, we'll see what he feels like. Thank you. Yes, good playthrough, good fun. I feel like I've made a few errors in that last round that might have cost us the win, so I'm kicking myself a bit. But let me say this, it is very, very difficult to film, stay engaging, be good tactically, and then also be frustrated about camera fucking blackouts. Very, very frustrating. I don't have Cthulhu Death May Die. I nearly bought a set because I think it's got like chapters or seasons. I nearly bought one that had 1 and 2 a couple of months ago. That sort of whole mythos doesn't really do it for me. It's fine. I really enjoyed the Arkham Horror LCG, but I've never played any other. I played, what's that little dice one? Elder Signs. I've played that. That's pretty good. There's an app version of that. But yeah, none other than those two. Yeah, I've heard similar. I've watched playthroughs, so I watched a little bit of a playthrough, and I just thought, yeah, it's just like most Ameritrash dice rolling games. But maybe I should give it a second look because it does frequently score highly on the lists. So yeah, I think unless I can solve my camera problems, this will be my last Grimcoven playthrough for a little while. I may be able to solve the camera problems in another way. Like if we go to this one, I actually can move this all the way up, and I can probably fit multiple things on the screen. That's what I was doing when the zoom goes out. I did see that. Yeah, so I could actually move this down to here, and then we could have the whole map and this on the one camera. And that's what I was doing before. But the reason I was trying to switch to multiple cameras is, you know, you want to be able to zoom in and read the cards and stuff, right? So this one also zooms out a bit. So, okay, that's it. Oh, there's a little epilogue. We lost. So, well done. Okay, I'll catch you all again. I'll be back Monday night, and barring me being super tired, I'll probably put up a poll for what we want to play. It might be something like the Anarchy. I've been doing the solo campaign for that, and I think we're on to scenario 3 for that, so we could play the Anarchy. That's a nice little game. Easy one to sort of sit down and play. Or we could play some more Warp's Edge, maybe some Fellowship of the Ring trick taking. We could try and see how many playthrough we could get of that. That's actually a really cool game, by the way. The Fellowship of the Ring trick taking game, really cool. Or I don't think I've played Tapestry on camera. I do love Tapestry. Yeah, lots of good options. So I'll put up a poll. Have a wonderful weekend. Go the Aussies and the Ashes.